boss, what does it take for the estate agency industry to be a great industry that everyone wants to work in, that people strive to be an estate agent? Talk to me.
The first thing that you have to look at is the culture of any business, and that's why a company or a business shouldn't just be on that basis. They should also be a brand, because once you're a brand, then the whole mindset changes. So there has to be an induction from the moment that someone joins, or someone that's been there a long time. You keep your personality, but you have to embrace the mindset of the brand. So in other words, if it's one business which has, say, let's say one shop or one office as opposed to maybe 100, it doesn't matter. In each one, that model must be the same of how you're going to deal with the customers, how you're going to deal with the clients. It has to be one brand.
Okay, so yeah, but how do agents actually put that into action? Is it the responsibility of the boss, or is it the responsibility of the staff?
Both. Because everyone has to watch each other. It has to be a meritocracy where, although the boss implements the ideology, everyone is there as a team. So the idea of let's be employers and employees has gone. That's finished. Moving into the 2020s, we now have to embrace an idea of work and play has gone, employee has gone. It's now got to be a different approach completely. Once people understand that, they perform better because they're happier.
Okay, so what? So it's not a case of work-life balance; it's just life.
Correct.
So how do estate agency bosses of a one or two man band operation do that? How do they start? What's the first step?
They have to tell the vision to the people that work there, why they're there, what their ambition is as a company. If you're good, you're going to grow with us. If you're not, I'm afraid it's not going to last very long.
Do you think most people actually know what their brand is or what they stand for or what their story is?
Definitely not.
And how do people create a story?
Well, the broker of brokers could help, but the main thing there is they have to look at what they're trying to achieve for the clients, what they want to do to empower the world. So, I might talk about this later, the fact of being modest, humble, passive-aggressive. That's not going to, we're in this amazing place here. They're having a lot of fun in the Langham Hotel, Rue at the Langham. Why are we here? We're here because it's an impressive, they facilitate what we want to do rather than somewhere else. So you have to impress upon people to be the best and excellent.
Yeah, but that's not a very British thing, is it? To almost put your head above a parapet.
You've now knocked upon the biggest issue that we have in this country. That's a fantastic point you've mentioned. So in other words, in this hotel, 5-star hotel, the issue is not the hotel. The issue is the hospitality levels as opposed to Italy or New York. They've overcome that in New York by saying, right, you can earn a lot of money, tipping. In this country, even though at one point it was a little bit more friendly perhaps, it's now become schadenfreude, combative, very competitive, and people are not comfortable with that. You have to embrace other people's greatness. You have to say to other people, look, we want to help facilitate your asset growth, because it's all about assets. What's the property business about? People and assets. And the people are the assets.
Okay, so if that's the case, what's the first thing that somebody could do to get over that fear? I mean, I've come to the conclusion, and it's not the ultimate answer, but people are worried what other people will think about them. They're allowing other people to judge them. You're a larger-than-life sort of person. How have you got over? I'm not expecting everyone to wear, a Louis Vuitton scarf or a tie or a glasses or
Dieter glasses,
and
Roleon, yeah.
How do people get over that fear?
Well, the first thing they say is, show your eyes. There you are. You've seen them. I have got eyes and then eye size. Hopefully. Now, you might say, why are you wearing glasses? How can you trust a guy with shades and sunglasses? Well, how many banks, how many solicitors, how many agents, how many people in business are not wearing glasses and you can't trust them? So in other words, I'm saying we can go beyond that. You have to look at things beyond, and you have to shake people up. I'm shaking people up. The broker of brokers is shaking people up, as are you. You're shaking them up. You're not just giving a standard interview, let's just go. You're talking about fundamental points which relate to all businesses, especially your genre, and the broker of brokers genre, but it's all across the board.
Okay, but what is the first step? What does someone have to do? How do you stop other people? What's that fear? What's that fear of?
The first thing is you have to have the meritocracy idea. You also have to look at...
And when you say meritocracy, that basically means it is that if someone's doing a good job, that they move up the pile.
If the cleaner comes in or a junior comes in and says, I know an idea that's going to transform the business, you don't look down on them and say, look, you're just at a junior role. Everyone is important. Every feedback is important. We need more women in the business. We need opportunities for women. We want to have a situation where people can come in and embrace the whole idea of growing as individuals. So there's some sort of behavioral economics, or let's call it emotional intelligence,
Yes.
that has to be put into play from day one.
Well, I'll tell you what, in the next video, why don't we talk about the power of emotional intelligence, and especially how women can make a big difference in business? Is that all right?
That's a deal. There we are. See, we're doing deals.